As Valentine's Day draws near, it's important to celebrate properly with a dose of some grade-A cinematic couples. But with so many swoon-worthy love stories available to stream, it's hard to know what you should put in your queue. We looked back at some of the movie matches that redefine the concept of relationship goals. Here are the cinematic relationships that get our hearts thumping. Lara Jean and Peter from To All the Boys I've Loved Before are the ultimate teen screen couple. Lara Jean's one-time crush on Peter is first revealed when her sister sends out the love letters Lara Jean has written in secret.
You wrote 5 love letters?
Yeah.
Damn, Covey, you're a player.
So what do? The two pretend to date to avoid an even more awkward situation with her other, more current crush, and to make his ex-girlfriend jealous at the same time. After a while, though, all of their make-believe PDA gives way to very real emotions. Sometimes Peter can be a bit clumsy when it comes to expressing himself to Lara Jean, but he always comes through with the right words in the end. It might have taken them a few hundred years, but Joe and Nikki from the old guard have truly figured out what it means to be someone's forever love. The pair started out as mortal enemies, fighting on opposite sides of the Crusades in the Middle Ages.
The love of my life was of the people I've been taught to hate.
We killed each other.
Many times.
But after they each discovered they're two of the very few semi-immortal creatures that exist in the world, they became allies, and then some. But whatever you do, don't call them boyfriends.
He's not my boyfriend. This man is more to me than you can dream. He's the moon when I'm lost in darkness, and warmth when I shiver in cold, and his kiss still thrills me even after a millennium. His heart overflows with a kindness of which this world is not worthy of. I love this man beyond measure and reason. He's not my boyfriend. He's all and he's more.
Incurable romantic.
Not only are Joe and Nikki simultaneously enigmatic and adorable as a couple, but they're also ferocious fighters who will stop at nothing to save each other and their friends. Abby and Sam take the concept of Till Death Do Us Part to all new levels in Irreplaceable You. The two first meet as children on a field trip and go on to become a deliriously happy and inseparable couple as adults, with plans to marry and have children.
I generally disapprove of people who are as disgustingly happy as you guys are, but I'm really glad that you proposed this guy.
Oh, you proposed?
You know, she just beat me to it.
Unfortunately, their future is put on hold when Abby receives a cancer diagnosis with a very poor prognosis. While Abby tries to process her own mortality and cope with the probability that her treatments may not work, she helps Sam to prepare for a world without her by teaching him to run their household alone. At the same time, she's plotting to introduce him to the world of dating he missed out on by being in a lifelong relationship. Sam is just as unselfish as Abby, though, so the more she pushes him to think about a future without her, the more impossible that is to imagine for both of them.
Yeah, I tend to have that effect on women. Too soon?
You never forget your first love, especially when that special someone introduces you to a part of yourself you didn't realize was there. In Alex Strangelove, Alex struggles to understand why he's so hesitant to take his relationship with his best friend turned girlfriend Claire to the next level, until that is he meets Elliot, an openly gay teen who's willing to talk him through those concerns.
I like a guy with strong opinions.
Alex and Elliot bond over their intimate conversations, and eventually Alex realizes that he may have feelings for Elliot, who has been forthright about his crush on Alex. When Alex is finally ready to make it official with Elliot, he welcomes his new beau with the kind of warmth and light that makes every heart soar. The forbidden fruit is always the sweetest. That's the case in The Kissing Booth, when Elle Evans' friendship with her bestie, Lee Flynn, comes with some important rules, including one saying that she must never date his handsome older brother, Noah. But not only does she harbor a major crush on Noah, she also unexpectedly gets the chance to kiss him when they're paired at their school's Kissing Booth fundraiser event.
Kill me now!
Come on, relax, Sally. It was just a kiss.
Was it, Noah? Was it just a kiss?
After that, there's no turning back for Elle and Noah. After all, how could any girl resist a guy who dresses up as Batman just to surprise her?
No matter how he feels now, I've just gotta find him and tell him how I feel.
You just did.
sometimes being a matchmaker backfires in the best way. In Set It Up, Charlie Young and Harper Moore find a common cause when they realize they both have demanding bosses who make their lives miserable.
Okay, that's my boss's dinner, and if I'm not upstairs in the next 2 minutes with that food, I will get fired. Can I borrow some money?
No, because now this is my boss's dinner, and if I'm not upstairs in 2 minutes, I'm gonna be fired.
Since their bosses are both single, Charlie and Harper team up for a scheme to nudge them into a romantic relationship. Needless to say, it's not just their bosses who get charmed when they play Cupid, and these two sassy 20-somethings make for a perfectly imperfect pair with a shared can-do spirit. Empathy goes a long way to helping someone get over a breakup, especially when there are two broken hearts on the mend. In The Incredible Jessica James, Jessica is in a great place professionally, but can't seem to stop thinking about her ex-boyfriend, Damon. When Jessica is set up on a blind date with Boone, she finds that he has a similar problem with obsessing over his own former flame.
Why'd you get divorced?
That's a pretty brutal transition, don't you think?
No offense, but I don't even know if I want to be here right now.
Oh, well, why would I be offended by that?
The two decide to work together by following each other's exes on social media instead of their own, and to give each other a chance at romance in the meantime. Thanks for watching. Click the links in our video to watch more from Netflix Film Club. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to get the latest exclusive videos. Plus, hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.